My mother worked 2 jobs, gang banging was too raw. 1993, I was bumping some of that Snoop Dogg. Murder was the case, my uncle called a case. My grandmother stressing out, I could feel the pain. Acting older than I was, I should have been acting my age. I had to walk to school, I got recruited to the gang. My mother tried to do her best on minimum wage, but it was hard when I seen the drug dealers in the range. Such a bad example, she didn't even know it. I truly needed my father with me, you need to know it. You need to know it, cause I need someone to be heroic. Someone to motivate me when I wanna shine on the world.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to go and show your smile off. I know I've been busy, but girl, I took a while off just so I can see how you doing and spend some time with you. Just wanna conversate and see what's going on with you. You know, talk about life and just reminisce about the first time that we met and our first kiss. Everything we went through, it helped me to grow. See, I've been missing you like crazy, I just want you to know. Yeah, wherever you go, wherever you are, even if I'm not around, girl, just know you a star. Not stars in celebrity, but stars in the one that shines down from the sky, cause your smile so heavenly. See, I just want you next to me, right here, right now. Love your curves, but mostly I love where you at mentally. And I wanna show the world how beautiful your mind is. So don't be afraid to show them how you shine, miss.
Why do you make that type of music, so positive music? Well, the reason I make, positive music is because I just really, that's what's real to me. If I put something negative out, if I put something, that's glamorizing like money or, drugs or gang violence or anything like that, I mean, that's not me. That's not what I'm about. Like, I didn't grow up around that stuff. So why would I talk about it? Like, that's just being fake. So, the reason I do put out, what's considered like positive music and, music that reaches out to other people is because, that's just who I am. I want to be able to, help someone through my music. I will most likely never put out anything like negative or degrading, mostly because that's just not me as a person. Like, aside from being an artist, that's just not me as a person to, go ahead and talk about, negative things, to go ahead and talk about those kind of things that glamorizes, stuff that society sees as a negative. And I feel like in rap, there are a bunch of artists that do that. And that may be because that is real to them. That's the lifestyle that they live, which I'm not judging. If that's who they are, then that's fine. But I feel like society has this misconception that all rap and all hip-hop, that's what it's all about. And in reality, it's not. I mean, that may be a branch of it, but through with the whole tree of hip hop, with a bunch of other branches, there is a lot of positive. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of things that are uplifting, and it's not all degrading and negative as society makes it out to be. Even though that type of music may be what's hot right now, what you might hear on the radio. That's just not real to me. And there's a lot of other artists that have that same mindset where they just want to stay true to themselves and to what they're about, to their fan base. We really don't want to sell out just because you could get a radio hit. We're all just trying to stay true to ourselves, man. What truly motivates me really is just the fans. I want to be able to put out music that they can relate to, that they could love. Because when you put something out that someone could relate to, it makes that emotional connection. It just makes it that much deeper for the listener. And, a lot of reason that I put out the type of music that I put out is because I want to be able to be there for the listener, I feel like growing up, coming up, everybody just feels like they're alone in the world, at one point in their life. Like, they just have nobody. And I've gone through that. And the only way out, like the only scapegoat that I had, was through music. So just like the artists that inspired me, just like the artists that, were there for me through their music, I just want to be able to do that for someone else. I just want to be able to be there for them through my music. I may not know them, they may just be a stranger in the street, but you know, if they're able to relate to my music and if it helps them through their tough times, you know, if I could be that glimmer of hope for them, if I could be their light in their darkest of times, then all of this is really worth it.
With the things that destroy men, women, and this alcoholic poison, peace and the sure thing, but what about my dream?
Question is, why do I make music with a message? And the reason is because I want to inspire people. A lot of times I look for music for inspiration, for motivation, and I want people to find that in my music. And I want to say sometimes I've written music. They say songs like "Don't Stop." Actually, to motivate myself, I needed to express that. I needed to remind myself not to stop, not to give up, and that's why I wrote that one specific song. A lot of times it's just a form of expression, and I wrote that song, you know, to inspire myself, and hopefully that other people can use that same song to inspire themselves and keep doing whatever they need, and not to stop. Question number 2 is, would I ever consider making negative music? I believe, and the answer to that is that depending on who you ask, I mean, I might have done that already. It's a matter of opinion. A lot of times I make music not with the intention of doing one or another, but a lot of times it's a need to express myself. There's a need and a desire that needs to be expressed. I'll give you an example. An unreleased song that I have that I'm currently working on, it's called Trust Nobody. So the first verse is me just talking about how I don't trust men. The second verse is about how I don't trust women. So I separated those in those 2 different categories. So, you know, whenever you get cheated on, regardless of the sex, whether you're male or female, you end up to having the thoughts where you end up overgeneralizing. Me as a man, a girl does me dirty, I'm start saying all this negative stuff about women. Just like women, if they get cheated on by a guy, they'll start saying, "Oh, men are dogs." They start generalizing, and a lot of times, you know, I'm human, so I get angry. I have that need to express myself, and I might do it in that manner. So basically, you know, it's not that I will make something negative with those intentions to be negative. I do music as a form of expression, and if I'm angry that time and I just feel a certain way at the time, then I'll express that. Now at the same time, I feel like there's a need to always provide counterbalance. Another example, I have a song called The Zone, where I wrote about a place where we used to hang out, where we used to sell drugs when I was younger. It used to call it The Zone. So the hook is very G. You know, the verses are very thug, very aggressive, very negative in some people's opinions. But then I make sure that in the third verse, I add the difference, you know, and I let people know what I'm doing now, and I make it clear throughout the song that this is the past and this is the present. So I have to add the contrast whenever I do something negative. And even in the song I was talking about where I generalize about women, I start out the song like, well, you know, maybe I shouldn't generalize. So there needs to be a contrast to whatever I do, but I feel like music is a form of expression, and a lot of times you try to control yourself and say, no, that's negative, no, that's positive, no, I want to do this. You know, sometimes you need to express yourself, you need to get it out regardless of how it is. And you know, certain type of songs, whether it be negative to one person or another, will help someone get through some stuff. I know a lot of people, a lot of my fans happen to be phora fans, and you know, when he did scenes when people cutting themselves and doing self-harm in general, you know, I know he got a backlash from certain people that thought that was negative. But you know what? I bet you that those songs, and I know those songs, help a lot of people that are in those situations. So I mean, it's all a matter of opinion on what's negative and what's not. But I'm hoping that some people can relate to some of the stuff that might be considered negative. But I would never do something strictly negative, man. It just has to make sense. Okay, so one of the things that motivates me is pretty much just the need to be happy, the need to enjoy life. We only live once, and I want to spend my life doing something that I love. And that's pretty much what motivates me. As far as music, is really a form of expression. Sometimes I have something that I need to get out. I have issues with a girl, I have to write about it. I get pissed off, I have to write about it. I get inspired. I just have this need. I've been writing for years, even before I even try to make music a career. So when it comes to music, sometimes I just need to express myself. And as far as trying to pursue it as a career, I just want to wake up every morning and be doing something that I love. And you know, and I want to be happy, and I want my family to be happy, and hopefully, whatever I do in life can make my family and those around me in a better position.
Presidents, the nice whips, fly chicks, or gold necklaces. I do this in hopes that my auntie gets off of the pipe. And a small chance of possibly changing a person's life. I wanna make things right. These kids need some guidance. This generation's lullabies, gunshots and sirens. I'm here to make a difference, fuck the code of the streets. I refuse to be a victim to my own self-defeat. Man, don't let them get you trapped, cause there's only two places that you'll end up in. And I'm pretty sure you know just where that's at. Fuck the fame, fuck the money, fuck getting put on the map. I'm just trying to come together. That's how it happened, and people ask me, you know, why is your music so depressing all the time? Why you only write about sad stuff? We want a happy song, but it's just like, for a long span in my life, for so many years, that's all I really knew. All I knew was struggle, all I knew was hardships, all I knew was pain. But I would never wish this upon anyone. And that's why I'm writing this music. For kids like me. For people like me, because I know what it's like. You know? The struggle, sometimes not having a pops. Sometimes not having no one, you know? Sometimes not having no one to run to. You know? My dad was around, but he wasn't really around. He was there, but he wasn't there. You know, I know some people can relate to that. That's all I want to be, is someone's scapegoat. I never really had that growing up, going through what I was going through. It just wasn't there. And if I could be something in someone's life, I'd want to be someone's guardian angel.